Welcome to the bonus round of coverage of the 2019 Burton US Open Snowboarding Championships from Vail, Colorado. Sal Masekela here with Tina Dixon, T-Bird Tom Monterosso, Louis Vito, and we're just trying to recover from the 300 runs of awesome that moved this sport once again forward into the future at the US Open. We're going to try and give you the best of the best as we can in a compressed, a nice little tight package, if you will, shall we?
I'm ready.
All right, let's dance. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at winning runs, the Cliff Bar Best Line, which was a fun social contest happening off the side, the Burton bonus hit, talk about rookies of the year in men's and women's, a little segment that we're going to call What If? As in, what if some things had happened differently? What may have happened? Our host picks around the horn of what your moments were that you just are going to leave with and keep with you for a while, as well as an incredible 2019 highlights package. Shall we?
Let's do it.
We'll start with winning runs in the slopestyle division. And man, the women really set the tone right out the gates. Here is Zoe Sadowski-Synnott from New Zealand.
Yeah, this was one of the feel-good stories for me here at the US Open. Zoe's run proved that she is one of the top 3 slopestyle riders alive. Her rail run was absolutely insane. 50-50 back one right there, but this was the moneymaker. Switch backside 900. Heading into that equalizer feature, it's a quarter pipe takeoff into a regular jump landing. Frontside 720 from Zoe Sadowski-Synnott. And then check this out, ladies and gents. Just a smooth back 5, put perfectly to her feet. She earned first place here at the US Open. It was awesome to see Zoe riding at that level.
And Zoe is the story of watching this event, the US Open, at the age of 13, online, watching the live coverage. She's from New Zealand, and then she won the event.
Last year, Red Gerard didn't even make it into the final. This year, Louis, the kid just came and brought all of it.
You know, there's a little bit of fresh snow, and I know speed was an issue, but just watch how he carries his speed through every feature while still doing the difficult tricks. That's what I love the most. I mean, he was just on point from top to bottom.
Well, and you know, Red has a way of finding any way possible to make a course work in his favor, and I feel like the big thing for him was that transition feature. But check this out. Backside triple cork 1440. I don't remember the last one I've seen landed that clean.
He landed it deep. And I remember when that happened, like every rider that was still to go was in the crowd was like, okay, I guess we got to head our way back to the top. In women's pipe, Maddie Mastro from Mammoth. She had some challenges in the beginning of this event and then just dug deep and took it to a whole nother level.
Third and final run, all on the line. She drops in, frontside 540 into a backside 540, and then a frontside 720, and goes into a hawk and flip, the setup trick, and watch this, a double crippler, and she lands it like a veteran. The first time we've ever seen a double crippler in a women's halfpipe competition.
She said that the last time that she tried that trick, she took a ride in a helicopter because she injured herself. So imagine her coach saying, are you ready to do it today? And then she found it. And then how about this championship performance with Scotty James, Lee?
Cool and calm all the way through, starting off with the switch backside 1080, right into this backside double cork 1260. He can just do these tricks anytime, anywhere. In the front side 1080 nose grab, little homage to Scotty Lego right there in the cab double. And then of course, you gotta end your run with a bang. Front side double cork 1260, no problem. Simple, easy day at the office for Scotty James.
And all the anticipation building up to this US Open for Scotty James. He was undefeated coming into the half-pipe finals, and to see him capitalize, to see the work he put in, the mental toughness he has, and the clutch performance he put down was extraordinary, to say the least.
And to do so against a stacked field that put in just championship performance after championship performance from the young bucks like Totsuka, like that elevates it even more. Okay, so that was just a snippet. If you want to see more, literally every run from every rider, just go to Red Bull TV, hit the heat analyzer, and you can have a field day. We're going to move on next to the Cliff Bar best line. This was one of my favorite sort of side things that was happening at the event, where riders went around Vail Mountain outside of the courses and filmed the best lines that they possibly could for competition. Basically them having all of the fun snowboarding, but also with a little bit on the line.
Yeah, and that's what was so cool about this little contest going on, is it gives a chance to show the audience, the fans of snowboarding, that these guys and gals aren't all serious, all competition, all the time. And ultimately, snowboarding is fun. It's meant to be done with your friends. It's meant to be done in nice terrain parks like they have here at Vail Mountain, and it was really fun to see.
I just think it's great too, because we got different submissions. It wasn't all the park. It was a different backcountry line here, some rails here, different styles, and this is stuff that anybody who comes to Vail Mountain can come ride.
Yeah, it really gives you like the perspective like, oh, this place outside of the event, so much fun. HAILEY Langland and Julia Marino, just, I feel bad for like everyone else in the park during this going like, oh, so that's what it looks like.
And huge shout out to the filmer with the timing there. The choreography was on point.
How about Chase Blackwell finding like a real backcountry line?
I absolutely
right
love
off the
this
lift.
line. This line just makes you want to go snowboarding. It makes you want to go to the top of the mountain and just take a run down it and find a line. And the line that he found, so impressive.
And Louis, this is what you were talking about. It wasn't all, you know, Vail Terrain Park. It was, this mountain is ridiculous. It has insane natural features scattered about.
Points for setting up the shot with the homie shooting from above in the chairlift. But this was the fan favorite, the winner, Mr. Rinakangas, just destroying the park.
He almost looked like he was surfing on that top section.
I just love the way when he slashes, the way he just whips his hips around. He's very powerful but compact, and he can make any feature look so fun. And then he just, you know, practicing for the slopestyle course, I guess.
Well, they call him Renergy for a reason. It comes through in his riding. This kid is an electric factory when he's strapped into his snowboard.
That's the greatest name, Renergy. Yeah, and you watch features like this and runs like this, and you go up into the park and you were like, okay, I'm gonna do this run that Rene did. Not even close.
And then you hit the first rail and say, oh, okay.
And these are all one run.
Yeah.
There's no slicing and dicing of those edits.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nuts. A full display of like, oh, that's what it looks like to be able to control your snowboard. Switch, front side, just having a field day. Congratulations to Mr. Rinakangas. Another favorite in the slopestyle was the Burton bonus hit. The last hit in the park, little side pop going down for who could get as styly or who could lace, so to speak, as Luke Winkleman would say, on the last hit. Jamie Anderson winner with this big, stylish backside 180.
Unbelievable.
How deep?
I mean, that's about as deep as you can land on that jump safely.
And then the big Swede, Sven Thorgen. That was 74% of the vote for him.
At that nose grab and the way he styled that out.
Sven had a few tricks in his slopestyle run that I really enjoyed.
Oh, yeah.
And for Jamie, like not making the final, that was still like, oh, cool.
And
it's a win.
It's voted on by the viewers, so that's an extra special meaning to have the viewers actually vote on your run and your trick.
There were a lot of first-timers here at the Open. What a big stage, right? With all the history, like how do you show up and perform? So we thought, why not vote for some Rookie of the Year winners for the men and the women. First up, Annika Morgan.
Her very first Burton US Open. ever, and she makes the finals here, the top 6 women. And she not only made the finals, she showed us how talented she was on the rails and the jumps. Congratulations to Annika Morgan.
And then we gave him a little nod. The kid from North Kakalaka, North Carolina, honed on those rails. He said, I'm just out here trying to lace.
Yeah, Luke Winkleman, this kid, there's just nothing not to like about him, on or off the hill. He's such a nice kid. He's such a talented snowboarder, and he was my runaway favorite for the rookie at the US Open.
Yeah, and he just was, his level of appreciation for being here and like what it meant, like suddenly to be amongst the stars, so cool. We move on now to a section we call What If? What if some things had just gone a little bit different? Would the outcome have changed? Shall we?
We shall.
What if?
Yeah, this is one for me right here. I mean, Mark McMorris at the buzzer on his final run, he knew the back 14 triple may not take out Red Gerard. So he said, you know what? I'm going back 16 triple. I've seen him land that trick a lot. I thought he was going to land it. Unfortunately, he didn't. But what if he landed it? He might have taken Red out.
What if Chloe Kim, in this last run where she threw everything out there, had been able to execute on that switch backside 5 and getting the grab on that last?
You know, those are 2/10 right there, and she only came in second by 0.1. So what if she would have gotten the grab on those? Would have been interesting.
Very, very interesting. Not a knock at all to her incredible performance. I mean, nothing but risk, also dealing with injury to boot. Congratulations to her. Next up, these are our host picks, our moments, the people that stuck with us, the things that happened that we're gonna take home with us and be like, I really love that about the Open. We'll start with you, Olympian Louis Vito.
Mine's easy. Clearly my favorite moment is seeing Brock Crouch back snowboarding in competition, healthy after that horrific accident in the avalanche he had last year, and just seeing his appreciation and being so happy to be amongst friends and family and just being at the US Open. He's just so thankful. It felt good.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be back? First contest back is the US Open.
It's pretty insane. I've always been coming out to the US Open. I'm so thankful to be here. There's so many people that I can thank right now. It's pretty insane. I'm really shooken up from the last couple of days. I'm super hyped to be back. Thank you everyone that's helped me in the last couple of crazy months.
Again, there was question as to if he'd even be able to walk again, let alone snowboard, and to come back at this level, putting in that work. Nice pick, sir.
It's just heartwarming.
Yeah.
You know, it shows what kind of community we have in snowboarding.
T?
I'm going to go with Kent Callister. So to give it a little bit of backstory, I was in the judges' room before men's halfpipe finals, watching the guys run, seeing how the course was running, and then that happened. And it was an audible gasp throughout the entire room. The air was sucked out of the room. I mean, this kid was writhing in pain in the flat bottom. Turns out, what Kent decided to do, he skipped his first run, focused on deciding whether or not he wanted to ride, and like the true Ironman warrior this kid is, he dropped in for his second and third runs. Unfortunately, Kent didn't make the podium, but at that point, in my opinion, he didn't need to. The kid was a champion today, and that's what the US Open is all about. I mean, you know, I heard Tina say multiple times, and Kelly Clark even said this too, you work your entire season for a 30-second pipe run, and Kent Callister was not about to let that pass.
Powerful. That slam hurt all of us. Yeah. When you see it, he jumped out of his snowboard immediately. The fact that he came back, incredible. Tina?
I'm going to have to go with Maddie Mastro doing the double crippler. You know, for her to pull it out on that third and final run, and she wasn't necessarily planning it. Watch this. And the way she landed it, it looks like she's been doing that trick all season long. And she was at the top of the pipe when her coach just threw it out like, hey, I'm going to scramble your brain a little bit. What about that double crippler? And she said, let me see if I can visualize it. Well, she not only visualized it, she performed it, and she performed it at at the Burton US Open on the biggest stage.
And really speaks to that unique relationship between coach and athlete, that he was able to say that to her, she was able to receive it, and then say, let me check in with myself, see if I can see it, saw it, went for it, makes history.
Yeah.
For me, I decided to go with someone who I think embodies what I call the spirit of the games. You know, just that athlete who every time you see them, whether they're on their snowboard or amongst other athletes, they've just got that spirit, that energy of what snowboarding really means here at the Open, and it's HAILEY LANGLAND. I mean, you just never not see her smiling, her riding style, just attacking. This little kid this young lady from San Clemente, you can just tell that she has such a bright future ahead of her, and is really like, she's goofy, but she's also just like tenacious. She's a killer.
Oh, and some of the best style out there.
Yeah. First time I saw her ride at X Games a few years ago, I was on Twitter. I was like, okay, I believe we have a new leader for what this whole future thing is going to look like. Let us know what your thoughts have been. You know, all you have to do is hit us up at Red Bull Snow, at Burton Snowboards, hashtag Burton US Open. Again, you can go back to Red Bull TV, hit that heat analyzer, and you can just bathe in all of the joy of what this 2019 has been. And again, just hit that heat analyzer. You can go by country, you can go by athlete, you can go by runs, by heat, and you can watch this thing and really be an analyst, you know, so that next year when you come back and do this thing again, you'll be able to analyze with us, be able to be a couch commentator, if you will. You guys all worked so hard this week. It's so much fun calling this with you.
It's been great.
It was an honor. I mean, sitting alongside you guys and getting to be a part of this, getting to be a part of the U.S. Open again, year after year, I'm more and more grateful every time I sit in this seat.
Yeah, I had a moment just even walking in the village one night, actually going back from dinner, and the music was playing. I was like, you know what? I'm at the Burton US Open. This is such a special place to be. And it wasn't even at the contest, but the overall vibe of this event is very unique.
You know what's so insane about the US Open? It never disappoints. There's always some monumental moment that happens, and just to be here in person, witness it, and with you guys call it now is one for the books for me.
Yeah.
Monumental moments since 1982.
I wasn't alive.
I was one.
I'm not going to go there. We're going to leave you with some fantastic highlights from this 2019 year. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you next year at the 2020 Burton US Open Snowboarding Championships.
Are you happy yet? How do you measure if you're over it or not? I got that coffee grip. You're waterboarding me through seasons of breathing in that pollen and raw daydreaming. Daydreaming. I get no sleep. These are repeat. I get no sleep. No sleep. I get no sleep. Selfishness sewn in the fabric of the teletext youth club. It's here no more than bitch. A broken traffic light that stopped me from stalling now. I'm spilling my guts, daydreaming. I get no sleep. These are repeat. I get no sleep. No sleep. gonna sleep no more. I take pills and I drink alcohol. We are not gonna sleep no more. We are not gonna sleep no more.